Aruma is the only person in anime who can go into a situation to where it's life or death and just have a meal in the middle of the forest. Craziness. This is Tuber Titan 12 with another video about Welcome to Demon School Iruma-Kun. This is episode 6 of the third season. This episode had 3 different parts. I'm going to talk about Aruma first, then I'll talk about the whole Mixer flashback they had, and finally I'll end with a character that finally got some shine that normally never gets talked about. So with Aruma's in the forest, he's eating. The people who are watching are like, what is he about to do? What is he about to do? He's having a meal. And at first it seems weird, but it makes sense. One of the professors, Balaam, I believe, he said that a lot of kids with the Harvest Festival, they get tired really early. They're so busy trying to hunt for points, not realizing it's a 4-day event. You got to survive by yourself for 4 straight days. And a lot of people, they get tired and, hungry over time because they're just hunting for points. But Aruma kind of did the opposite, and it ended up being a really good strategy to relax, rest, get acquainted with the forest, understand your surroundings. So as you're hunting, you're never going to be in dire straits and trying to survive last minute because you're super tired from hunting the entire time. Plus, it stopped anybody from trying to go after them for their points because they didn't really have any. They were pretty much sitting in the forest eating. Aruma was built for this type of situation. The past couple of seasons, you learned his backstory. He had a horrible life up until he went into the demon world. His parents were complete garbage. They made him work. He constantly was in so much danger in his life to where he developed that skill to where pretty much he can dodge pretty much anything. He can't get hurt pretty much because of how much danger he went over the time. So the forest, he's immediately going into his old school ways of adapting to a very bad situation and leads with him and pretty much goes along with it. So Aruma, I think he's going to do fine because again, he's used to this type of madness. So over time, I think he'll end up getting a bunch of points near the end. I kind of know how the story goes. So that's the first part of the story. The second part of the story dealt with a flashback because as lead is kind of understanding that Aruma may have a good idea here, he may have a good strategy. He was thinking back to this mixer they had a while back, and the mixer was really funny. It showed the guys trying to, I guess, pick up on women. It went good for pretty much everybody. Sabro, he was goating it. Aruma was doing great. Jazz was getting girls. Lead actually did get some kind of shine with one girl, Desonko. Now, Desonko is kind of funny. Like, I don't know what it is about that character, but she's always flirting with pretty much everybody and super flirtatious for whatever reason. It's been an ongoing joke for every season that she's constantly flirting with people, so that's always hilarious. But I just thought the whole situation was kind of funny and kind of a good break in between, all the crazy Hearts Festival stuff. But past that, the last thing I want to talk about, and one thing I appreciate about this show is they take time to develop characters. Elizabetta is also a character like Desonko who was been around this entire time, all the seasons, but she's not really talked about. I didn't even, to be honest, I didn't really even know her name until this episode because, again, she wasn't really brought out. But I'm glad they're fleshing out different characters that we're not used to, and they're doing it a lot this season. But Elizabetta, she's very, very attractive, and she has a bloodline ability called Full Love Gauge to where she can make folks fall for her. But through her training in this particular arc, she's learning different techniques in order to charm people. Well, her and Clara ran into Aruma. Well, they didn't run into Aruma and Lee. They kind of sought them out, I guess, to get closer to him. Clara took Aruma, and at the end of the episode, I guess she's maybe trying to charm him too. So the way she looked at him looked kind of different. I think they're, along with this, the mixer, I think they're starting to move into some new territory with this show with more of guy, girl, love interest type stuff, which hasn't been really present in the show that much at all. But I think they're starting to move that way. But after that, you saw that Lead and Elizabetta were together for a while, and we get some backstory on her. She can fall in love with pretty much anybody because of that bloodline ability I talked about before. She has the ability to think of every guy she encounters as a love interest. So she's learning these techniques and she's getting better at it to where Lead, unfortunately, he kind of fell for that trap and he didn't stand a chance. He folded immediately. So as the moment she put a little bit of that charm she's working on, again, not using her bloodline ability, this is straight techniques that she's been working on. He had no chance. He not only did she take some of his points away, but the ones she had hidden, he actually gave to her just because, again, he folded pretty quickly. So she's going to be very dangerous. I'm interested to see how her character is going to go forward because if she's been studying these techniques plus her bloodline ability, the way she's going to be able to manipulate people over time is kind of dangerous. So I'm interested in how that's going. And going back to the very end of the episode, I'm very interested to see what Claire is going to say to Aruma now that they're with each other. Cause that was very, very odd. Normally Claire is very jokey and just kind of just a clowning and that type of stuff. But if you think back a few episodes when they showed their training, Claire was able to show like a cute side to her teacher that caught her teacher off guard. So I'm wondering if they're going to try to play that with her and Aruma to where he sees her in a different light, maybe. I don't know. So overall, I enjoyed this episode, but I do want to see some action. So I'm hoping next week we'll see a little bit more of that. But if you like what you saw, definitely hit the like button. Follow me. Check out more as time goes on. But take care, guys. Deuces.